exciting. It is another day. It is Tuesday. I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Tina Kavirgich, and if you can't remember that name, don't worry. I am Northern Stamper. You can always reach me by dropping me an email at northernstamper@gmail.com. I am very excited to be here. We just came off of an absolute fun weekend of crafting out in St. Thomas. What a great weekend it was. It was called a crop. Now, it's more like, you kind of bring all your unfinished projects or any projects you want to work on or learn some classes, and we all get together and craft for the weekend. It was so much fun. If you missed that one, drop me an email, northernstamper@gmail.com, because I have another one coming up same time next year. It was great. Absolutely so much fun. Thank you for joining me. Today is Takeaway Tuesday. And today we are going to be using again the gathering moments. I think September is a lovely time to be using like fall cards. I love this suite. Now, the suite means the whole kind of bundle. So the stamp set, the dies, the embossing folder, the ribbon, and the bling that goes with it. That is called a suite, and I absolutely love it. Now, remember, if there is something that you absolutely love, make sure that you grab it, because you know what? That is going to make you happy. Take a look sometimes through the items that you have. Do an inventory of what you have and take a look at things that you can add in or supplement. Now, if you have any questions, always drop me an email at northernstamper@gmail.com. I am absolutely thrilled to help you along. If you have any questions or anything, you could drop me an email or drop them in the comments below. Um, did you notice this just came out, announced by Stampin' Up. There is a Stampin' Up sale. It's a stamp sale, so anything that is a stamp, not a bundle, but a stamp itself from the annual or the mini catalog, like this, is going to be 15% off. Now, they say all stamps, but they also mention tools. Now, when I talk about tools, stamp tools, I am talking about, let's take a look, blocks that they have in here, right? So the clear blocks that we use for stamping, they're going on sale, not the bundle itself. So it says here 10% off the bundle. They're not offering bundle sales, but they are offering on single. Now, if you're purchasing or looking at the blocks, there are some that are used more often than others, and you want to get number C, so mark that down. If you're going to buy blocks, you want to get block C, which is this one here. I've used it quite a bit. I use it for majority of my stamping. So block C and block H, and that's a longer one. And that kind of works for like if you got something that's really long. But block C is the first one that you would want to buy, and I highly recommend getting that. They also have Stampin' Mist Cleaner. Now this goes with the Stampin' Scrub, which I cannot live without. I cannot live without these two items. They are worth every penny. So they are great to have. Or you can do the Stampin' Scrub, which is little purple kind of little spongy thing. So I just wanted to let you know a little bit about that sale. So 15% off on stamps and stamping tools. So just to let you know, but, you know what? You know what? If you have a list, a long list, save it for October. There is a join bonus coming in October. Starting October 1st, you can get a starter kit. Now, I don't know what their join bonus is yet, but they did announce that they're going to have extra stuff. I don't know if it's stuff or dollar amount that they're adding, but there are some great ways to maximize that join bonus. So drop me an email, northernstamper@gmail.com, if you're interested in that. And to sweeten that pot, what I'm going to be offering I'm going to be offering bonus if you join with me. Say, you get the starter kit with me. I'm going to give you, all new team members will get a bonus 3 months Takeaway Tuesday. I will package that up and send that to you. And we do a lot of team activities. We have some gatherings coming up that we're going to be doing in-house, and I'm very excited to look forward to that. Sharon, I hope you can make that. Also, we do team meetings throughout the month. Every month we do a team meeting and stuff like that. And I'm really going to be focusing on team activities and stuff like that. I think I love getting together and doing stuff like that. So let me know if there's something that you would like, and I can help you make the most of what is in your join bonus kit. So you might want to give me a talk to before you push the button and stuff like that. So today is Takeaway Tuesday, and if you have your packages, the little package looks like this. Everything is pre-cut. You're going to be looking for Takeaway Tuesday for September, and it says Bay Window Card. Now, some of you had mentioned you would like to do fancy folds on a Takeaway Tuesday, so I listened to you, and we are going to be doing a fancy fold today. This is called a Bay Window Card, and you can either just watch the video and then do it after, like rewind and do it again, or you can craft along. So it's totally up to you. So you're going to grab your little packages, okay? And in the package, take a look to see you want, oops, there's some ribbon, and we're going to be using this gold ribbon that came with that. Okay, so take a look for that. There should be some embellishments, and these match the DSP that we're using and the colors that we're using in there. So take a look for those embellishments. What I want you to do is take a look at through some of your DSP that you have. Now, we're going to be using two different ones. So I'm going to be using one that is very kind of subtle. Has a very subtle pattern. Ooh, it's kind of tough using that, but I'm not going to be using this side today. I'm going to be using the subtle side of that card. And the leaves, I like this one because it's going to match in here. It's going to match the card base that we have, which is basic beige. So I made a point of matching those, the basic beige. So you're looking for the leaves with the basic beige on that. Okay. You could use another one if you want. It's just totally up to you. But these are the two that I wanted to use. Okay. So those are the things that you kind of need to look for before we begin. Also, you are going to need, we are going to be using the dies that are in here. In particular, let's open this up. You want to look for the large oak leaf and the large maple leaf. Now I'm going to be using the ones without the holes in them. I just want the outline. Okay, so there's the outline. I just want to use the outline of these. Okay, I got the stamp set. Right, we're going to use some of these for our sentiments. I have the dies. Now, I'm also going to be using the Gathering Leaves Embossing folder, but I'm going to be adding in another one. So I want this one folder, and then I'm going to be adding in the mini corrugated 3D embossing folder. I wanted to have two different, I want to say patterns, but images on my cardstock that is going to help make it pop. So if you have any questions, drop them below. I'll try and grab them as we go along. My friend Liz is our moderator, and she usually tries to grab them all. But in case she misses it or I miss it, please make sure you pop it below. So let's open up our Takeaway Tuesday package. Right, so we got that here. I'm going to be opening this up. So as I mentioned, the card base is a basic beige, and you'll see it's already scored for you in there. So there's the basic beige card base. Okay, so it's a nice long hot dog there. Okay, so we have our card base, and inside you're going to find some Cajun Craze cardstock. and that is going to be for our die cutting. So I'm going to put that one on there, right? And there should be a crushed curry. Love these colors, and that's going to be for this one. Okay, put it on there. There we go. So those are some colored cardstock we are adding in. You're going to notice a very tiny sliver of early espresso, and I can see that this one has a little bit of hair on it, so I'm just going to kind of wet my finger, kind of pat it down. When you are cutting and say you get those little hairs sticking up, that means it's time to change your trimmer blade. Okay, so I had cut these and realized, oh, it was time to change. There is going to be a couple of pieces of early espresso. And what I want you to do, so to make sure that you're using the correct one, there could be two different sizes. Look for the one that fits top to bottom. Okay, top to bottom. Take them both. Make sure that they fit. This one fits better. Top to bottom. 4 1/4 this way. Okay, and it should be. Let's take a look. It is 1 3/4 this way. So I want to make sure the one that I'm using is fits top to bottom. Okay, just make sure that you check that. So I got two. This one's slightly longer, so I know it's not this one. Okay, and it's 1 3/4. So that's the pieces. Those are the pieces of cardstock that I have. And there is a little piece of basic beige, and this is going to be for our sentiment. Okay, so make sure that you have these items set aside, and we're going to get started. Drop me a comment below if you have any questions, or, you know, we'll try and grab those for you. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to take some of these pieces, and I'm going to start with the card base. Let's put these all off to the side. And I'm going to start with the card base. And what I'm going to do is we are going to score the front of this card. Okay? We're going to score the front of the card. And you are going to score at the following increments. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's the increments. You're going to score, and I'm going to take you through this, and we're going to go through this, and I'm going to tell you how to do it, okay? So just want to make sure I got my stuff right. So it's, write these down, 1 1/2, 2 inches, 3 3/4, 5 1/4, and 5 1/2. Okay, so make sure you write these down. I'm going to leave them here. Let's see. Whoops, it's a little fuzzy. Hold on. Let's try and focus. Try and focus. In the meantime, oh, I forgot to show you something. Hold on. I wanted to show you something. Oh, somebody gave this to me. I'm so excited. I'm going to be wearing this always in my basement. This is my card making shirt. Check that out. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, look, now we're in focus. So my friend made this for me. I'm so excited. This is now my new shirt for every class I'm going to be having here. This is so fantastic. I just love it. I love the colors too. So anyways, that helps kind of focus us down here. So there's the dimensions we're going to be scoring at. So let's get going. So I'm going to take my trimmer. I'm going to open my card. So there's the fold. I'm going to open my card. And I'm going to do scoring. Now, sometimes I get mixed up between the scoring and the cutting blade. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm leaving the scoring blade in just to make sure I don't cut this. I'm going to pop out the cutting blade. Now, sometimes this actually ends up helping me because I will not cut the paper. So if I'm just going to take this out for a moment. So If you've ever gone through and you've done some, you're going along scoring and all of a sudden you've cut the page, whew, that's heartbreaking. So I'm going to take that cutting blade out. Oh, where are our dimensions? All right, let's place these over here. There we go. So 1/2 inch. So there's 1 inch. There's the half. I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch. I'm going to move it to the 2 inches. Okay. 3 3/4. So there's 3, there's 1/2, 3 3/4. 5 1/4. So there's 5 inches and 1/4. And it should already be scored at 5 1/2. Okay. Ooh, there we go. I'm just going to rescore it at 5 1/2. Have a nice sharp line here. Okay. Now I can put my cutting blade back in, because now I won't cut my card base anymore. I'm always terrified of that. And I am going to fold these back and forth on the fold lines. I'm going to break those little fibers on those fold lines. Okay, so let's do that. Oh, just little ones, tough. Okay, here we go. Use your bone folder or a block, and we're just going to fold them back so they make nice, crisp fold lines. Okay, this last one. There. So those are nice fold lines there. Okay. Let's move this off to the side. What we're going to do is we're going to start setting up the base of the card window. Now remember, I told you there's one piece that fits top to bottom. Okay, let's see, which one was it? Double check. It's always better to double check than glue and figure out you did it wrong. Okay. All right. So that one fits in. Or is it this one? There we go. Okay, that one fits in. And what I'm going to do is there's the outside of the card. I'm not gluing it to the outside. I'm going to open this card. Okay, there's my piece of early espresso. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use tear and tape so that you can easily see where I'm placing the tape. You're not going to glue the whole thing. Don't do that. You only need one spot. So I'm going to take my tear and tape, and you're going to place it on the right side only. Okay, so it's on the right side only. Now, if you want to use tear and tape, and you want to use like 2 strips just to make sure it's stuck, then put it like right beside itself, just like that. Okay, do not place it all the way across. So you want it on one side, so when we glue it down, it's only right here on the edge. So I put it on that side so you can see. I'm going to lift up the tear and tape. And I'm going to place it butt it up right along the edge of the inside of the card base. The reason I want to do that is so that I can slip the front of the card base underneath. And look, so if I would have glued the whole thing, this piece wouldn't have gone under. So it slips right under, and look, there's a little bay window. But we have one more piece to glue. Okay, see this little hinge here? You can either leave it, or you can open it up and just glue it down right in here. So it's like that. It's totally up to you. So I want you to kind of work with that. See, it can be like this, but I'm going to glue. There's the little area in between, and I'm going to add some adhesive to that. Let's get some tear and tape. And I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to close that little tiny little gap. I'm going to lift up the tear and tape. There we go. Make sure it's sticky. And it's just in that little area between here and here. And let's close that up. Squish it down. And I can fold it back. Now that's why the tear and tape works really well, because it's very, very small. Okay, so that is going to now definitely hold this little piece down. See? Just like that. Now, in your takeaway package, there was a very thin strip of early espresso, and that's going to go on. That side we just glued down. It's very tiny. So let's see, is it going to fit? There we go. It goes on that side. You can either place it on, you can use the early espresso if you want, or you can use the DSP. And it's a very thin strip. So I'm going to leave that for now and decide which one I want to use. So that makes the base of our bay window card. Okay. So there we go. There we go. Sticks out like that. And there we go. What we're going to do next is we are going to cover it with DSP. Now, we've chosen our DSP. This one is going to go on this side, and the rest are going to go on these bay portions. So let's cut this one first for the early espresso. And that DSP is going to be 1 3/4 by 4 1/4 tall. Now it's going to go top to bottom. Let's double check. I'd rather double check than have you do that. So I'm going to check that first. So 1 3/4 by 4 1/2. Hold on. 4 1/4. 4 1/4. Let's just double check. You know what? Double check. Okay. So that is the exact size. So let's take it down. Let's change this. See, it's a good thing I checked. Always cut and check. So that's going to be 1 1/2 by 4. So this piece of DSP is going to be 1 1/2 by 4. Now this piece, this measurement is the cardstock. So I'm going to take this down a little bit. So let's move that down to 1 1/2. So I want to have a nice frame by 4. Let's double check. Okay. This is the DSP. Is that directional? Are my mushrooms going the right way? And oh, look at that. It fits nicely in. There is a nice frame around it now. There we go. 1 1/2 by 4. Okay. The cardstock was 1 3/4 by 4 1/2. So I'm just going to take it down a little bit. Oh, that looks good. Let's add some adhesive and place that down. Nice frame all the way around. There we go. Okay. I'm going to cut the sides and the front. Okay. And there are a little bit smaller. So, oops, can we see 1 3/8 by 4, which takes it, gives you a little space. But if you want to go all the way to top to bottom, then just go 4 1/4. So, and I'm going to do this one because I want the full height. So 1 3/8. So 2 of them, 1 for this side and 1 for this side. So let's do that first. And we are going to check that. So 4 1/4 tall. and 1 3/8. So 1, 2, 3. Let's double check. I'm going to cut that at 1 3/8. I'm going to take that. Let's double check. Oh, yes. There we go. 1 3/8 fits exactly. Okay. So I'm going to do 2 of those. And 1 3/8. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I don't know about you, but when I do an eighth of anything, I have to count out loud. I don't know why. Okay. Let's put these on here. Now I'm going to be doing the centerpiece right here. And it's 1 5/8. It's a little bit bigger. So there's 1 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, got to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 1 5/8. Let's double check to make sure that that is correct. Okay, let's take this, move this over. Oh, look at that. Yeah, got those dimensions are right. Oh, it's a little fuzzy. Almost time to change the blade. Okay. And you know what? This little piece on the edge here, I don't think I want to use cardstock. I think I want to bring back in this. I'm going to replicate it from over here. You could use the cardstock, but you know what? I think I'm going to use this piece over here, a very tiny piece, very tiny. And it's like something like just less than 1/4. So it is like literally a sliver. Let's see, is that too big? Oh, okay. Let's double check. Oh, that is so tiny. So tiny. I'm going to glue this piece down. And now we can glue these on our bay window portion. So let's glue that down. I'm going to be starting from this tiny little sliver. And I'm going to be using glue dots because it's so tiny. And I'm going to take my glue dot and I'm going to roll it up into a tiny little ball and place it on. Oops. There we go. Put a couple of glue dots on. Tiny, tiny pieces. There we go. Oops. Let's see if that's enough. Maybe one more in the middle, just in case. It's kind of hard sometimes working with the really tiny pieces. What do you think? Do you think it's hard? All right. Oops. Oh, now it's stuck. I'm going to line that on that very edge, less than 1/4 of an inch. It's like 1/8. Oh, I'm a little high on it. Take my snips. Just kind of snip that off. There we go. Ooh, that's a tiny piece. Okay, let's get our other pieces. Double check. Make sure they're in the right spot. Okay. Whoops. And we're going to glue those down. Let's see. Where's our glue? Okay. Glue those down. I've gone top to bottom for 4 1/4. Okay. The center piece, the end piece, and this completes the base of our bay window. See, there we go. That completes the base of our card window. So we've decorated it all. What do you think so far? What we're going to do next is we are going to cut out some of these leaves. Right? We're going to cut out these leaves. Got some here. Oh, I got some here like this. I've cut them out. They're going to go like this. Now, that looks okay. You know, they're fine. Looks good. Let's add some dimensions to it. That's why we are going to take our embossing folders. And we've got our embossing machine over here. And because these are thick 3Ds, so I'm going to do one in a mini corrugated 3D embossing folder, like little wavies. I'm going to put one in. There we go. One in the corrugated one. And I'm going to run it through the machine. Now, sometimes if you forget the plate design, so you're going to look for what it says here. So this one's for the standard, so I need a 1 and a 3. And using a 3D embossing folder, which this is because it's thicker, I need this plate, which is number 1, and the plate on top, which is number 4. So I'm going to place this on here, put the plate on top, and I'm going to run it through. And I just doing this off camera so it doesn't kind of get out of focus. I'm going to run that through. And look at the design on that. Oh, I just love that. Corrugated. Oh my goodness. So that's the corrugated. I think embossing folders add so much to it. And the next one I'm going to run through with the gathering leaves. And let's place that through the embossing machine. Ugh. I love my embossing machine. It gives me a workout. Makes me feel like I've gone to the gym. Let's take a look at that. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely fantastic. Like, take a look at the two designs. I don't know if you can see it on this one. The two embossing designs on that. Oh, I think that is fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them. I'm going to stagger them a little bit. So we're going to place this one straight down. When you're gluing, make sure you glue to the center fold of the bay window. So I'm going to place this in here and make sure it doesn't go higher or beyond the card. You've got to stay within the confines of that card. And I'm going to glue this down. It's going to be flat. And remember, just add glue to the spot that is in the center. So I'm going to do that. Should I go over a little bit? I want to stay within the confines of the card itself. There we go. So when I fold it, there we go. So there's no glue on the back. There's no glue on the back of this leaf. Okay. What I'm going to do next is I could place this leaf on top, but what I want to do is, remember that ribbon that we have? I'm going to add it in between the leaves. I know there's a beginning to this somewhere. Let's get that gold ribbon. I think the gold ribbon works really well because there is gold in the DSP. And what I'm going to do is just loop it. Do a couple of loops, get a couple of pieces. Maybe I'll use a bunch. Don't know how many I'm going to use, but it's one. Let's do 3. If you want to add in a different element and you want to add in the twine that comes with this, the brown, the early espresso, that would look great too. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use dimensionals in between. So if I have my leaf, it's going to sit on top, again, within the confines. I need to make sure that those glues stay behind the leaf. So I know right about there. Let's add some glue for our ribbon. I'm going to just make a loop and glue it in. Okay. And let's add a little bit more glue because I know this. Oh dear, it's eating the leaf. There we go. Let's do this on this side. This is a nice long one. Add that in. Okay. See my little loopies on there? There we go. Just kind of like that. I'm going to need to add some dimensionals because I want to give that other one some height. Now I got those ribbons down, I can add my dimensionals. We're going to add that on top, and then we're going to add our sentiment. And you'll notice I'm kind of sticking to one little area. I want to make sure that it's going to be covered. I'm going to take my other leaf. Oh, see, my glue is a little bit too low. That one leaf glue is a little bit too low. Okay. Add it behind. Oh, I gotta stay within the confines of my, oh day. I made my glue too low here. There, just gotta shift it around a little bit and bring it up. There we go. Gotta shift it around a little bit. There we go. Here's a little piece of glue. You know what I'm gonna add? Oh, I'm gonna add a little ribbon peeking out of there. See, that's why you got to look and where you're placing your glue. There we go. You can't tell. Now, nobody can tell. Oh, see how it's coming together? It's kind of peeking out between the leaves now. Oh, sometimes we make mistakes, but that's okay. There's always a way to fix it. Oh, looking good. It's coming together. See how the bay window is now coming together, peeking out. No glue sticking out. I like those ribbons. Okay, let's get in our piece of basic beige, and we're just going to stamp a sentiment. Okay, I'm using Early Espresso, and I'm going to make this there. I'm going to actually cut that down. It's a little bit too large. Oh, let's see. See, it's a little bit too large, so I'm just going to cut this down. And when you cut, there we go. We are going to now add, remember that piece we had, that leftover piece? Get rid of some of this. We're going to place it on as a mat around and carefully trim it. And just carefully trim it. There we go. And I'm going to add this to the front. And I need to make sure I add the glue again to just where it's going to touch the front. There we go. And we can place our embellishments. What do you think of the card so far? Add some embellishments on this, on the side. What do you think? There's a fancy fold card on here. What do you think? The fancy fold card for this. I think this is great. I think this is great. There we go. Kind of tuck it in like that. Oh my goodness, that is beautiful. And there's a spot you can write on the inside. It's a great Thanksgiving Day card. I love the designer series paper. What do you think? What do you think? Comment below. And again, if you have any questions, please drop me an email, northernstamper@gmail.com. I hope you enjoyed today's card. I know it took a little longer, but I just wanted to make sure that we went through the steps carefully for each one. I can't wait to craft with you. I hope you join me in my craft room or even online. Take care. My name is Tina Kavergich, and thank you again for joining for Takeaway Tuesday.